Biarambrana, oh my emfa. Oh, Biarambrana, oh my emfa. Nane nyami boyen emfa. Nane nyami boyen emfodo. Emfa biaku enyomeni. Na be yamena. No be yo. Nane nyami. Nane nyami. Yeah, no be yo. Yeah, no be ya mena. Oh man, yo be yonke yo be ya. Oh fiya, no be yo. Aba, nane nyami, nane nyami. Why you been for you? Oh. Kabasho. Kabasho. Kabasho.
Mama Tongu the second, the paramount queen mother, and the tall list till we get to the last ones, but not the least, obviously. Mama Monye, the third queen mother of Sogakopa, Manklaro Dagadu, the fourth of the traditional area, and Togbe Dubo. You are all welcome, and thank you very much for coming.
Hello, Ayazu. Ayazuzu. I would like to introduce briefly some reverend ministers in our midst. But Mad also for the Cavarole Nyodobe Afie. Okay, you. Thank you very much. Reverend H.C. Nyamado, ARS Church. He's in our midst. Reverend Adom John Kobe, Central Harvest. Pastor Moses Kukakpo, Apostolic Church, Sogakope. Pastor Benjamin Texan, Global Agape Chapel, Sogakope. Pastor Seth Geli Harvest Chapel International, Sugakope. Pastor Prince Wisdom Central Harvest, Sugakope. We also have the Zongo community in our midst. We also have the Zongo community in our midst. We have Umaru Osman, Chief Imam, Sugakope Zongo. He is here. We have Mama Abdullahi, Zongo Chief, Sugakope. He is here in our midst. We have Adamu Ibrahim, Zabrama Chief, Sugakope. We have Al Hassan Ibrahim, Mosque Committee Chairman. He's in our midst. We have Ibrahim Isa, member, Zongo Community. Zongo Community from Dabala, they are also here, represented by Musa Mohammed, Chief of Dabala Community. We have Brahma Umaru. We also have Abubakaru Adamu, Mazu Amaru, Abubakaru Muhammadu. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. We cannot introduce everybody. At this juncture, I would like to invite the landlord, the paramount chief of Fievie traditional area, to give us a brief address. Thank you very much.
For aerobics. Your Excellency, John Dramani Mahama, Togbigao Mamao, it is a great privilege for me to speak on this auspicious occasion. I recognize in our midst the former President of the Republic of Ghana and former Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. He has been on leave for getting to 4 years now, and is about to resume his functions as president in the waiting. People accuse us in the Volta region as people who are always supportive of the National Democratic Congress. Today, I wish to set that record straight, that we are not following the National Democratic Congress, but the National Democratic Congress is luring us into their fold. You see, if you are wooing a woman whom you want to marry, and almost every Saturday you pack her baggage and load and put it by the roadside, and you say she does not belong to your town, and therefore policemen should come and carry her load together with her and go to Togo. If you are that woman, whilst the policeman is escorting you to the nearest border post, and you as a woman, you manage to dribble him, to dribble the policeman, and you run and come back home, are you coming to the man's house? The people of the Volta region have been harassed for far too long. And I dare say unnecessary harassment. And today we want to voice out our feelings. I was a former president of the Volta Region House of Chiefs. And I have been expecting the House to come out boldly to make an emphatic and declarative statement that this attitude of treating Evans in the Volta region as Togolese, 2020 should be the last full stop. Our forefathers have lived in this part of the country for more than 200 years. We are not saying that the Togolese are inferior human beings, but the greatest injury to mass humanity is to be declared stateless. We don't know whether we belong to Ghana or we belong to Togo. That is what we call statelessness. It is the greatest dehumanizing approach to any society and community. And therefore we want to plead with the politicians of this country that we are Ghanaians and we have a right of abode to live in our homes and towns in the Volta region peacefully and in quiet enjoyment of our possessions. Your Excellency, I or we have a word of caution for you. We thank God that you and your running mates have declared that you embark on a campaign of no insults. We, the political leaders of this country, have failed the youth. And today, because of our insults, the children have also copied us, and they are also now able to insult even a whole head of state, the President of the Republic of Ghana. Therefore, we welcome your decision not to embark on politics of insult. And we implore all other politicians that in their campaigns, the campaign should be devoid of the politics of insults, so that the peace we enjoy in this country will enable us to develop the country in peace and tranquility. Before you came, I've had a long list of requests from the people of Tongu for you, and in particular of South Tongu district. But our time is fast spent. We will communicate to you later many of the requests that we have listed. But suffice it to say that from the year 2020 to the year 2021, the Eastern Corridor Road should be dualized and asphalted as the major flagship project of the region. And I'm believing that as a
Yam Yanshu no vi entem ha kura kura. Na me yesi machara.
Of
Yesi macharo. Obiara mbrana wo mayamfa. Obiara mbrana wo mayamfa. Nane nyame bwa hen nyamfa.
Now stand on existing protocols and to say, His Excellency and your entourage, you are very much welcome to South Tongu constituency. On behalf of the chiefs and good people of South Tongu, we want to thank you for the numerous projects cut across various sectors that you undertook when you were in office. We want to thank you for the roads. We want to thank you for the schools. We want to thank you for the interventions in agriculture that resulted in us having 2 state-of-the-art rice mills in this district. There have been a lot of interventions that I cannot even mention all. And you are in the verge of pushing the agenda of making sure the tourism potential of this district is fully harnessed. Your Excellency, we know by the grace of God, as Togbe had already declared, the next president of the Republic of Ghana, we will... Thank you. We will want to put to you our request that there have been a lot of abandoned projects since you left office, that we will urge that those be completed and new ones started. Mr. President, in the making, we want to say that you have a lot of love for us. I don't need to spell out all, because you have made this place your home, and we have been interacting from time to time, and you know everything so far as our needs and concerns are. At this point, I want to use this opportunity to invite your good self to speak to us, to tell us what you have for us as the next president of the Republic of Ghana, beginning January 7th, when you are declared and sworn to the office of that high office. Your Excellency, you are very much welcome, and I invite you respectfully to speak to us on this occasion. Thank you very much, and God richly bless you.
Thank you very much. Togbe, Mahama, citizens of South Tongu, I want to thank you very much for your patience and tolerance in waiting for us. We should have gotten here much earlier. But if you didn't love us,
you would have gotten up and gone back to your homes. But you've sat and waited very patiently for us. It shows the relationship that we share together. And I want to thank you for that. Togbi, we all are Ghanaian citizens. All of us had ancestors who migrated from somewhere and settled in this land that we call Ghana. Some came 400 years ago, some came 300 years ago, some came 200 years ago, but all of us found space in this place that we call Ghana. And this place existed before the colonialists came and divided the continent. Before the colonialists came, it was Togbi, Mahama, who were the rulers of this land. You were the police, you were the courts, you were the parliament, you were the executive. If anything happened within your kingdom, let's go to Togbi's palace. And it's Togbi who will deal with the matter. And then colonialists came and divided the continent. And they brought the colonial administration and imposed it on top of our traditional administration. But even the colonialists realized that our chiefs were important. And so they introduced what they call indirect rule. And so they administered this country together with our chiefs. Then the colonialists left and gave us independence. And so we started self-rule with our own constitution. But even still to today, our constitution recognizes the role of chiefs in the administration of this country. But the point I want to make is that, like Togbi said, our citizenship, which is granted by our constitution, says that if any of your ancestors or your grandfather or great-grandfather was a Ghanaian, you are a Ghanaian. And as Togbi said, I know that the people of South Tongu have been resident here from time immemorial, even before Ghana was formed. And Togbi, the most painful thing is to be robbed of your citizenship. And as you talked about stateless people, if you are called a stateless person, it means you have no country. But we all know that we are citizens of this country called Ghana. And if you look at the demographic of this country, we are diverse in our culture and our occupation. If you go to some ethnic group, they are very good farmers. They farm the biggest yam in this country. If you go to another place, they are very good cocoa farmers. They produce the best cocoa. That makes Ghana known for cocoa in the whole world. If you go to another place, they are very good fishermen. And they can fish and give us nice tilapia to eat. If you go to another place, they are good carpenters and masons and artisans. And if you want to build a house, they can help you build a beautiful house. If you go to other places, they are miners. And so you go to Obuasi and you see them there, and they produce gold and other things that all bring wealth to this country. So it shows that we are diverse people. And because we are diverse and Ghana is a unitary state, we are free to move wherever in Ghana we can find work to do. So if I'm a good carpenter and I'm here in Sogakope and there's work in Kumasi or in Tamale, what will I do? I'll go to Tamale and go and work as a carpenter. If I'm a good fisherman and there's big fish in the Black Water at Bole Bamboy, what will I do? I will go there and take my canoe and go and fish and feed the country. So we have traditionally moved all over the country. But one thing we recognize is that all of us are Ghanaians. So why would a time come when we start to point fingers at each other and say, no, you are not a Ghanaian. Go back to your country. You are not this. Go back here. It is the duty, I have said, of leadership to sew all of us together as one people. The worst leadership you can have is one that tries to tear people apart. And that has been my mission in politics, inclusiveness, to bring all our people together as one people. And so, Togbi, we condemn what happened. And normally, I plead with our traditional rulers. All of us are like your children. If one of your children is bad, you must feel free to point at that child and say what you're doing is wrong. But if one of the children is always doing bad things, and then you blame all of them, you children, you're doing bad things, but you know the one who does the bad thing. Togbi, it's not us. NDC, we've never called Voltarians Togolese. Indeed, we've never ever called any ethnic group and said they are not Ghanaians. We've never done it. Togbi, you know your child who has been doing that. Togbi, the one who does that, you know his name. Mention his name and tell him that what he is doing is not good. But we have an opportunity to change things. We don't have to live with this. We have an opportunity to change things. And that is why we have a constitution that allows us every 4 years to make a decision. If we are happy with what has been going on, we can vote for it to continue. If we are not happy with what has been going on, then we must vote to make a change. And I believe that many Ghanaians are not happy with the propaganda, the false promises, and all the deceit that is taking place. NDC was in government for 8 years. Everybody saw the work that we did. I was vice president to President Atta Mills. He started working projects all over the place. Electrification in this district. When we came into office in Professor Mills' time, there were only 35 communities with electricity. By the time we left in 2016, 300 communities had electricity in this district. We started the free senior high school. NPP said we didn't start it. Recently, the Minister of Education was talking, and he said we left 35 million Ghana cedis free SHS debt for him to come and pay. I thought you said we didn't start free SHS. Now you are saying that we left 35 million Ghana cedis free SHS debt for you to come and pay. But that's the kind of deceit that we are subject to. In politics, people's, let me say it in our local language, our ears sweet us. We want to hear promises. And so I'll do this for you. I'll do that for you. And I know that our opponents are good at promises, but very poor on delivery. For them, their policy is that say anything that the people will believe and vote for you. Political power is the most important thing. And when you get the power, whether you fulfill the promises or not, it doesn't matter. And so, before 2016, one district, one factory, one constituency, $1 million, one village, one dam, one child, one egg. Chocolate for everybody. There was even a promise where the president said he will build 350 new secondary schools in Ghana here. So I was very happy the last time I saw the president talking. And he said this election will be about track records. I said, oh, you are very good. Let's compare track records. How many communities have you electrified in the last 4 years? 1%. We took electrification in this country to 86%, one of the best in Africa. When we came in 2009, under Professor Mills, when we came in 2009, took over from President Kufuor, only 58% of people in Ghana had access to clean drinking water. By the time we left office, 76% of Ghanaians had access to clean drinking water. That is what they say is a track record. How many people have been provided water in the last 4 years? Even the water projects that we were doing have all been abandoned. Secondary schools. We started free SHS, and we realized that if we didn't build the infrastructure quickly, we were going to have the problems that we are seeing today. So we said, let's build 200 new community day schools. We got the land, we started, we finished some of them, many were in different stages of completion, and we left office. After we left office, what happened to the schools? Abandoned. Then you say, okay, you're doing free SHS, so all the children should come to school. And so now the children come to school, there's congestion because you don't have the infrastructure. And so what do? You start double track, traffic light, red, gold, green. Recently, they did a study and they said Ghana's free education is the most expensive in the world. It's because it's not being implemented properly. And when I say, when I come, we'll implement it properly, they say, oh, he wants to abolish it. And that's a big lie. Alakpato. I've said it, and I'll say it again, that what we will abolish is the double track system. Because when we come, we will fast track the completion of the 200 schools and build even more. And based on the completion of those schools, we'll spread the children out to other schools so that we can end the double track. Let me give you an example. Where I come from, Bole Bamboy, Bole has a secondary school. Wenchi has a secondary school. Kintampo has a secondary school. there was no secondary school in the Bamboy area. And so all the children, when they finish JHS in Bamboy, they either have to go to Bole Secondary, to Kintampo Secondary, or Winchi Secondary. The Bamboy Senior High School, E-Block, we completed it. Today, Bamboy children who have finished JHS are attending school in their own community. So can you imagine what would have happened to those children if we hadn't built that school? They will go and join the congestion in Bole, Winchi, or Kintampo. That is the example I'm giving you. If we finish the 200 community day schools, there will be no double track because every child will get a school to go to. And each of those schools can accommodate more than 1,000 students. And so, 1,000 times 200, you can accommodate 200,000 secondary school children in those new community day schools. So that is going to be one of our priorities when we come to complete those schools. The last time I came, I met the Agave Traditional Council. One of the things you put before me was the issue of a municipality. And I said, if you look at the population of Sogakope and the fact that it is a commercial center and the way it is growing, it is something that we should consider. We normally do these things after a population census. There was supposed to be a population census this year, but because of COVID, it was postponed. I believe that by the grace of God, we will conduct that census. And if we conduct that census, I am certain that the population will indicate that Sogakope deserves to become a municipality. Thank you very much. I also made a promise to the market women of Sogakope. I made a promise to the market women of Sogakope that we'll build a new modern market for them here in Sogakope. There are many other things that we will work on, especially the roads. South Tongu has a very good tourism potential, but we need to develop the infrastructure so that it can make its full potential. And so the road from Toll Roof through Cisneros that links Dabala to Agota, that road will be engineered. There are several other roads that we will work on. Healthcare, we will build a trauma center at the Sogakope Hospital. Because this is a main West African highway. And we know that accidents do occur on this highway. And often when they occur, we don't have any proper trauma center along the road. Sogakope is in a good place where we can create a trauma center so that if any accident occurs, people can get good health care. I also have not forgotten the Agave Afodeme Road. That is also a priority. And indeed several other road projects. One of the chiefs in Bakpa gave a proverb. He said that old broom sweeps better than new broom. The NDC broom is an old broom. And we know that it can sweep better than the new broom. When we make promises, we deliver. We don't make promises we do not intend to deliver. And so as we go into the new election this year in 2020, what we want is we want peace and unity. We don't want violence. Because if we know if we have a peaceful, free and fair election, we will emerge victorious and form the next government. But we know that from experience, we have seen a few things that show that our opponents may use violence, because it's not the first time. They have declared the mantra of all die be die, and they've shown us some of it. Ayawaso West Wogong, they put people in uniform, went and fired and injured so many people, and when they set up a commission of inquiry to look into it, they identified the people and said they should be sanctioned. Up to now, the people have gone scot-free. And some of their senior leaders have said that if we think Ayawaso West Wogon was something, that one was just dress rehearsal, and that we'll see the real thing in the election. And already we saw it during the registration exercise. We saw what happened. People were beaten, ministers of state were firing guns in the air. It shows what the intention is and what they are likely to do on the voting day. But no power is stronger than the power of the people. No power is stronger than the power of the people. I've seen somebody holding an AK-47 and the community chasing him, and he would run away. If the people are determined to protect their ballot, nobody can disrupt the election. And so we are not going to use guns. We are not going to train vigilantes. We are not going to arm people to try and disrupt any election. But we will count on the people to protect their ballots and make sure that their voice counts in this election. So we commit the ballot boxes to your hands. Everybody lives in an area where there's a polling station and a ballot box. You must defend your ballot box and make sure that your vote counts on that day. We talked about the Eastern Corridor Road. We have a big program for infrastructure. We're going to invest $2 billion every year for 5 years to transform the infrastructure of this country. We don't borrow money to consume. We borrow money for productivity. Between 2013 and 2016, under my administration, we borrowed a little above 54 billion Ghana cedis. In 4 years, 54 billion Ghana cedis. But all over the country, you will see what we did with that money. You see schools, you see hospitals, you see electricity, you see water. You see airports, you see harbors with 54 billion. Nanado said we should compare track records. Now ask him. Today, Ghana's debt is 257 billion cedis. In 4 years, he has borrowed more than 140 billion cedis. So the simple questions Ghanaians should ask is, what have you done with the money? Where are the schools? Where is the water? Where is the electricity? Where are the roads? Where is the hospital? Where are the airports? Where are the harbors? There is nothing to show for it. It has all gone into consumption. Nobody delivers, nobody progresses a nation by consuming. You progress a nation by investing in capital development. You progress a nation by investing in productivity. And that is the vision I have. You don't go to the bank and borrow money to bring to the house so that your wife and you will eat food, drink beer, and live good. You go to the bank to borrow money because you want to invest it and let the money grow. You go to borrow money because you want to re-roof your house. Or you go to borrow money because you want to make an extension to your farm. That's what you borrow money for. You don't borrow money to eat and drink. But that's what we've done. 140 billion. Nothing to show for it. Consumed. And I said, we'll pay assemblymen. They said, no, you can't do it. But I'm telling you, we'll pay assemblymen. We'll pay assemblymen. There are 5,500 of them, elected members of the assembly. 5,500 elected members. If you even give them each 1,000 Ghana a month, in a year you spend about 66 million Ghana cedis, under 70 million Ghana cedis. Last year, 2019, budget of the office of the president, presidential travel, the president's travel alone was 69 million Ghana cedis. If we want to pay assemblymen and the president stops traveling, won't we pay them?
He's killing us.
And so we're coming with a big infrastructure program called the Big Push. We're going to dualize the roads. A lot of accidents happen on our roads because all our roads are single carriageway. And always when there's wrong overtaking, you hear 60 people have died, 30 people have died. But everywhere you go in the developed world, if you are going to Accra from Sogakope, you are on the right carriageway. If you are coming from Accra, you are on the other carriageway. So there's no chance for two vehicles to have a head-on collision. And that's why I've said, as part of the Big Push, we're going to dualize all the major roads in this country. So Togbi, when you're going to Accra, by the time my administration is finished, you won't be driving on this single road. You'll be on the other side, driving safely to Accra. We'll complete the Eastern Corridor Road. If we had continued in government and had not lost the 2016 election, we will not be talking about the Eastern Corridor Road here. We would have finished it. Work has come to a standstill. Abandoned, like all the other projects. Hospitals abandoned, schools abandoned, water projects abandoned, electricity projects abandoned. You go to many communities, the poles and the wires are lying there, and they've been lying there for more than 3 years. Suddenly they see elections are coming, they've got people to come and dig holes and begin planting the poles as if they are going to bring the electricity. It is just a vote-catching gimmick. But we are sitting on a time bomb. We have young people coming out of school, JHS, SHS, university, technical universities, and there's no work to do. And so I'm proposing two things. One is free technical vocational education and training from the lowest level to university. All those who decide to do technical and vocational education will not pay anything for learning. Because our economy is changing. When we took over from the colonial government, We needed the kind of people they call Karachi. Those who could speak long English and who could write good English. That is the kind of person we needed. And we needed them for the civil service and other such institutions. Today, this economy is becoming digital. It is becoming mechanized. It is becoming industrialized. And so the economy is demanding people who are skilled with their hands. The economy is looking for master welders. It's looking for master carpenters. It's looking for crane operators. It is looking for people who are skilled. But unfortunately, we are pushing all our children through the secondary school, university, grammar school track. Some of our children should go through technical, vocational track, so that when they learn how to do things with their hands, they can set up their own businesses and also employ people. And that is why we say we will create free technical vocational education from the lowest level to the highest level you can get. That is university. And we will set up technical vocational education training centers in every district. But the best one is the 1 million jobs plan. We intend to add 250,000 jobs every year from 2021 up to 2024. A total of 1 million jobs in different vocations, in tourism, in creative arts, in construction, in industry, in agriculture, in agribusiness, in the public service, indeed in all sectors, so that when our people come out of school, they can get jobs to do. We have a plan. We will outdoor it in our manifesto, and we will put Ghanaian youth back to work. Because, as they say, the devil finds work for idle hands. If the children come out of school and they are unable to find work and they are sitting at home, that is when they start taking tramadol and doing all the things that they are not supposed to do. If your child comes out of school and gets a job to do, he's not going to be roaming around doing all the kind of funny things that they do. And so Togwi, Mamao, Togwio, we have the opportunity to make a change. It has been 4 years of false promises. And the Ashantis, the tree-speaking people, have a proverb. They say, "Sekwatre kwase obema untuma tienidin." And we also say something. They say, "First fool is not a fool, but second fool is a big fool." Somebody can deceive you once, but if you allow him to come and deceive you a second time, then you are a very big fool. I know Ghanaians are not fools, and we will not allow them to deceive us again. I know they're going to come with all kinds of promises, but they deceived us before. But when they come with that promise, you ask them, where is our factory? Where is our dam? Where is our $1 million? They've forgotten about all that. And so, Togwio Mamao, let me thank you very much. May God richly bless you.
strengthen unity from billion to billion. The NDC shall lead. Stable democracy, Ghana, our strengthen unity. Victory! Victory is our land.